Hi everyone, I have a journal share that is a custom journal to show you. It is for Danielle. Hi Danielle! And I am so happy. It initially started off as a custom journal Danielle wanted because she had purchased my Harry Potter journal. But as we got to talking, I discovered that she is just a phenomenal artist. So I will link her Etsy store below. And we ended up doing a trade or a swap. So I would make her a custom journal and she would paint me a Frida Kahlo, which is my favorite artist, coffee mug. And so when I receive that, I will include that in pictures as well. But again, she's just an amazing artist. I'm so excited. I'm so happy I got to meet a fellow artist and a new friend. So anyways, the theme is she wanted something to be woodland, and she kind of left the rest up to me. Danielle did say that she liked the woodland theme, she liked fairies, and then she liked a very specific line artist, or I would like to think it's a line artist. I'll also link him below to his Instagram page. But it was very nature, outdoors theme with a little bit of retro vintage travelers posters kind of mixed in. So anyways, without further ado, I will show you what I made for her. And I hope you like it, Danielle. So here, hopefully you can see it. It's all in picture. This is as high as I can get my phone to go. Here is the Woodland nature theme journal I've made for her. So starting here, I've added a little charm that reads, "Who says life isn't a fairy tale?" and wings that are shaped in a heart. Added some dangles and I added a little woodland mushroom, couple of crystal gems there, and a wooden leaf. I added this burlap with the rhinestones. I thought it just added just a little bit of sparkle that you kind of need. This is a soft cover fabric journal. I will take a lint remover to that. Then I added some of that on the trim. This is some fabric that you'll see it repeated throughout the journal itself. And this is done in a traveler's notebook style because that is what Danielle had asked for. She wanted to be something that she can put in her purse. So I tried to keep this minimal. I didn't want to add a tassel on the side because I thought that might get in the way. And if you notice, it reads, "Make art." And I had typed that up and Mod Podged it so it will last longer. So there's a tie closure. It's just cotton. And when you open it up, that is that fabric I had mentioned. It's a dark gray and it has tiny arrows on it. And I was trying to get away from the whole Christmas festive theme. I know a lot of people, when they see the buffalo plaid, they think of Christmas maybe. So I was trying to introduce a lot of grays, neutral colors, so that it didn't seem so festive and Christmas. Not that anything's wrong with that. So there's again the trim, and it's just a very tiny pocket so you can tuck things in. Here is the first signature, and the reason is I made this so that it fits two signatures, but because Danielle is an artist, I added quite a few substrates to here, or artist substrates for her, so it got really chunky. Paper pad cardstock that has a deer or a fawn pattern on it. This is a journaling spot. Here is a journal tag that I made with 2 pieces of coffee dyed paper. Here is the first fairy. Again, it reads art. And I've added some of the really nice yarn to this. I forgot what it's called, eyelash trim or eyelash yarn. And then butterfly. I love this paper too. It's gold foil, if you can see. So the first artist substrate is watercolor paper, and this is Arches cold pressed watercolor paper, so it's really thick and it's really creamy and nice. And I've also included a little strip of heavy duty palette paper that I use for acrylic paint, so it should hold watercolor just fine for mixing and it won't seep through. So this is the first artist substrate that she has for watercolor. Next page, ledger paper, little cutout. Here's a little journaling tag with, this is Art Deco Fairy, it reads Explore. And then throughout this journal, I've taken pictures from Danielle's Instagram, and I hope this is okay to show. I'll ask her before I post this video. Pictures of her and her family. There was her son, and printed it on Instax, and then this is a Tim Holtz Instax die that I placed it in just to match everything. Next is canvas. So this is canvas so she can acrylic paint on with palette paper. Coffee dyed line paper. Here we have one of the first journaling cards for her. It is a vintage California poster, and I've embossed the card with my 3D embosser. It's a basket weave, and I thought that was fitting for California. I also used to live in California as well, and then when you open it up, I have cut down a piece of canvas so she can paint that. It's almost like an ATC trading card, or an ATC, because ATC trading card is redundant. And then here is another image of a fairy. This is some handmade paper that has bits of leaves in it. It's very fibrous, I love it. Can't write on it, but it's pretty to look at. So this is some vintage tablet paper, a vintage page from my beloved, where is it? National Geographic. Everyone knows what this is. I think it's a National Geographic book, or Geographical Society book, something or other. Something like Reader's Digest. Alright, moving on. More watercolor paper, palette paper, some coffee dyed paper for her to journal on. This is 65-pound white cardstock Nina Solar so that she can Copic marker or sketch on. I thought that would be helpful for her as well. She's constantly painting and sketching. Danielle also liked bears, so I found this really cute vintage bear. And I've printed that, and I typed up a little quote, "Today's little moments become tomorrow's precious moments." The apostrophes are missing. My typewriter doesn't have an apostrophe. It's really old. And on this page, I have a little mushroom, and this is tied. Let's see if I can untie it with my sausage fingers here. And inside is another journaling card. That one is a travel poster for New Zealand. And this one, breathe, a bear again. And here is a picture. I'm just gonna put this here so I don't forget. More Copic friendly cardstock. Canvas palette paper. And in the center of the signature, I included this vintage calligraphy paper, parchment paper, and the actual signatures. I've added the little paper butterflies, so it just dangles pretty. I made a couple of paper clips, and in this paper clip specifically, again, it kind of borderlines festive here. Some pine cones with some holly berries, and then I used some of the remnant buffalo plaid. Another journaling card, journaling strip. So Danielle, you could always take off the berries if you want. It's not glued on, it's just wound around the safety paper clip. But I like it. More cardstock. This little tuck spot, mushroom, some extra canvas there, and another image of fairies in the garden. Here is a picture of Danielle on the Instax. Isn't she beautiful? Look at her. And that looks like Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse straw. That's in a little paper bag. Back here I've made a tuck spot with a Yosemite vintage travel poster. Here's another journaling card with another paper clip that I made using the gray fabric. Journal strip. Again, we have the watercolor with the palette paper, book page, Mexico, 3D embossing with canvas. Oops. Another green is the prime color of the world, and that from its loveliness arises. Oops. I tried to keep this primarily naked with less tuck spots so that she can actually use it for what it is, which is a journaling and sketchbook, primarily sketchbook. Canvas, palette paper, and then here's a ledger paper with a pocket. And this is a card I made for you, and it's not perfect. It was my first try, but hopefully you like it. Put a little tag in the front. It's just plaid paper, but when you open it up, it is supposedly it's supposed to be kind of like a pop-up butterfly. It's kind of pop-up. It's a butterfly. So behind there, the oranges and the golds, that I made using alcohol ink on Yupo and a little bit of metallic alcohol ink. And then I layered it with the black cardstock on the top, and then I used my Stella Wink of Glitter, is that what it's called? Anyways, it's glitter pen, and I just covered all of the monarch's wings with that. On the sides, I added a postcard journaling card in this little tuck spot here. Then here we have that, and then just some coffee dyed paper for you to journal or sketch on, and then you can tuck it into this card. I didn't want to affix it to the actual page because I didn't want to take pages away from you, so that's why it's just kind of tucked in. So you can either keep it or give it away, but it flutters a little bit. As it folds flat, and that's just in there. More watercolor paper with palette paper, and I've made a couple of tags here. And here's some green yarn, and this pocket has been embossed with a wood grain, and it holds a kind of a backer board for you to write on and paint on. So on this side it has a little tuck spot right here so you can slip something in, but on this side I actually covered it with palette paper. So the idea is if you wanted to write as an example, right, you could use this side as a hard backing for you to write or sketch. But if you were painting and you didn't want to get paint on the other pages or what's behind it, I figured you could tuck the palette board behind it so that if you go outside the page, the palette would catch it. So that was the idea with this. I hope you like it. And then that just tucks into said pocket in the back of the signature. And then I also included, and this is elastic so that you can tighten it, and I left a little bit of room for you to tighten it, Danielle, or if you wanted to replace it, you could with a different color elastic as well. So I've also included this for you, and it just holds, has 3 pockets there, and what I've done is I've made some envelopes for you. There's a map envelope, and here's some autumn leaves. And then inside I've actually sewn it, and I've included canvas paper for you, or canvas for you, so you can also do little paintings on that and give it away if you'd like, or tuck it somewhere in here, your journal, paste it in your journal. There's a large pocket here, 3 pockets there with the canvas. You've got a little zipper pouch here, and just slide that open, and I just made just a card for you if you wanted to write something in there, and again, paste that to your journal. And here's the back. You have kind of like this belly band made out of tapestry, and here is book page from my National Geographic Glaciation, The Last Glaciation, and it's a pretty old book, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere 1927 maybe. And And so that just slides in the belly band, and then you have two separated journaling spots, and I've included two journaling cards for you. So, and that's the back. So Danielle, here is your woodland themed journal with autumnal colors like you had mentioned, fairies, that vintage type travel poster art, similar to the artist that you liked. And then you have fairies and bears and just overall woodland theme. I really hope you like it. I love this journal. I love how it turned out. I'm really, really happy. And so what I did was I made you two extras. So I'll put this aside. And I made you, whoops, another signature. So this one, so when you're done with this, you can just switch it out and slip this in. And this one also has a slew of paper clips. This is, cardstock is in a birch tree theme. And for the most part, the signature is the same. I mean, it has some different ephemera in it. So this art is something that makes you breathe with a different kind of happiness. Journaling card as an example. This one is actually backed with canvas on the foiled paper, so you can use that to paint on. But for the most part, you know, it's got a lot of the same things here. So you can see I have a picture of Enzo there for you. More canvas, tuck spots, pages. This is a fox envelope. You can open that up and slide something in there. Tuck spot. Danielle again. Family is like music, some high notes, some low notes, but always a beautiful song. There is something hidden there. You have a tuck spot with that little leaf. There's Danielle and her family. Mr. Bear again. Map. Your ledger paper, and in the back we have this fox card. Quote, look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. See America journaling card for you, a little journal strip. And in this one I included a little shaker card bookmark. So, not that you don't have enough paper clips, but just in case. And I embossed it with this cobblestone embossing folder on that glassine bag. Isn't that cool? Love it. So this is your second signature. So when you're done with this, you just slide it out of the elastic and put this one in. And the last extra I made for you is a little mini keychain journal. I love this. I'm just so happy with how it turned out. Again, I have some little dangles here. Kind of repeated the fabric. Put the little wood on the front there. And what's keeping it closed is the selvage edge of the fabric. And it's fitting because the fabric was called In the Woods. And that's this fabric right here. It's called In the Woods with Tiny Arrows, I think. So I cut that selvage off and it's just held with a piece of Velcro. Open it up and you've got little pages sewn in. And they're just regular printer paper. But I figured you could write little things, maybe ideas. And then I made a little pocket in the back with the idea that if you wanted to stick like a key in there, I can't guarantee that the key is going to stay in there. You can slide that in there. I don't have any keys in front of me, but that's not going to work either. But just an idea. Just slide right in. Obviously, key is going to be like about that length. And you can close it shut. Or you can stick a little bit extra money in there. I don't know. So here is your little extra. I thought that would be a cute accompaniment. You can put it on your keychain. As you can notice, I added a little O-ring or ring to it. So you could essentially hang it from your car keys or whatever you want. Lanyard as an example. So Danielle, here is your custom woodland theme journal with extras. I hope you really, really like it. I had so much fun making it, and I'm so excited about our little trade. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. I am so grateful, thankful, and everything else that comes along with it. You are amazing. Thanks everyone else for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.